Welcome back, and to this particular hour of Smart Means Business. We are here dedicated to make sure that we keep you informed with matters to do with business. And with that, we do continue with our business reports as we started off with PADER district, as over 670 million is set to be invested in the region's education sector. The education system in PADER requires collective responsibility if it is to improve, and this was pronounced in the stakeholder partnership between Sanlam Uganda and World Vision. Check out the details.
Northern Uganda is one of those areas that are still having a very big gap when it comes to matters of education, and it is because of this gap that the education system in this region has been crippled. Experts believe there is need to increase support to the education sector in the northern Uganda, as well as training of professionals should be conducted from within the region. According to Gary V. Corbett, the Chief Executive Officer of Sanlam Insurance, says that the center of concentration is PADER district because of
So they are demographic. There are so many. They are quite many. So government works in partnership with
entail having all the necessary factors in place.
And we are also talking about quality. So you cannot talk about quality when children are not going to school. So quality must have children coming to school, staying in school, and they should be able to read and write. They should actually have the competences, the age-appropriate competences. If they're in P1, we expect them to acquire some competences.
Gary says that over 670 million will be invested in boosting the entire education sector in PADER.
It is all cost, 670 million.
If you want to transform any country, the center of focus should be put on education, and everybody must be on board. Over thousands of people will therefore benefit from the partnership.
Well, let's look at this situation whereby they say people are supposed to be in school.
Quality.
They're supposed to be in, stay in school, be in school,
go to school, and that's quality. Do you believe that's quality? When you're going to school, when you're attending school, when you're able to access school, when there is accessibility, is that quality of education? What is quality? What is quality education?
Quality of education is when you go to that school and there are facilities that enable you to receive that quality education. Let's say the library or even the school environment itself is welcoming for a student, because if you're to draw back, the reason that's why some parents pay a huge sums of money to actually take their students to, let's say, well-established schools is because they look at the facilitations that are there. They look at the environment which is appealing to them.
They look at quality, right? Am I right?
So no, okay.
I want to understand.
They look at the quality of the school.
Okay.
Now, if quality is taking the child at school, well, you can take a child at school which has no quality for that, and then also staying in school. Now, which school? Because reason as to why some parents, like I said, will choose the other school over some other school is because they believe the quality standards of one is better than the other. So I don't necessarily feel being in school and staying in school seems like it's quality, because then quality will actually
please don't
change a
come
little
for me.
bit.
Don't come for me. I didn't intend to just smile and pour my smile on that. But what you're saying is I'm buying your idea, and also I'm learning from what you're saying, because parents, everyone wants, you know, their children, their guardians to access, you know, quality education. And with quality, it gets back to the school environment, to the facilitations, to the maybe facilities they have got. But you can as well have all those without quality education. Are we at par?
True.
Because this is now coming
You can even
again.
have good uniforms, you can even go to school.
Yeah, without quality education, because quality education now is brought by, or the upbringing of it comes from individual or from the teacher's side now, not just the school facility, because you can have the library, I mean the tabs are there, computerized library, everything is at point, but when the teacher, when the person passing information is at a negative percentage, the students, the learners are going to, you know, remain getting less quality or not even qualitable education.
And the good thing is when you look at these initiatives, I do hope that they actually continue. This year, more so when you look at districts, let's say rural area settings, districts that are actually having challenges in receiving quality education, or schools with low standards. I believe if at all such initiatives continue going on countrywide, it will help these schools and provide education, good education services.
A district like PADER, PADER district, and many other districts that are, I can say, of course, they are country.
Because most of the school owners are facing it rough lately, because of the fact that some had actually failed to even reopen. Reason being they didn't have money to first set up again. School structures were all at least you have an idea on education. So ideally you would have to actually come up.
I just remembered
and,
something.
and
Just
create,
finish.
You should actually come
of this portal?
The government of Uganda pledged to bring in new innovation that would enhance service delivery by making it easy doing business in Uganda and taking land services closer to the landowners and users. Speaking to journalists, Land Minister Judith Nabakoba said that this was done to transform service delivery in the land sector of Uganda.
The Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development today launches the digital portal as part of easing doing business in Uganda and taking land services closer to the landowners and other users. This being done to transform the service delivery in the land sector and in Uganda generally. The purpose of the public portal is to provide citizens with instant search results for land titles. The portal will also provide instant results on the status of land transactions and verification of parcel details upon payment of a search fee of 10,000 Ugandan shillings.
The portal will provide instant results on the status of land transactions and verification of parcel details upon payment of a search fee of 10,000 per search. Furthermore, access to using the land information portals shall begin with KCCA Ministerial Zonal Office, which covers Milo free land and leasehold land titles in Chibuga and part of Chadondo.
Access to using the land information portal shall begin with KCCA Ministerial Zonal Office, which covers Milo, freehold, leasehold land titles in Chibuga and part of Chadondo. I believe that the commissioning of this public portal will achieve transparency and good land governance and respond to citizen information requests instantly. As mentioned, the public portal will provide access to land information under the KCCA MZO. The other 22 MZOs shall be added in a phased manner, and all MZOs by the end of June then we are going to reduce on some of those complaints. Because why would one take a month looking for a search, yet they can automatically get it within a click of a button? We believe that most of those complaints that have been going on around searches, knowing the location of the land, progress of the transactions can be handled. We shall be eliminating the middle person but also we shall be creating efficiency, because the officers now will know that they are monitored not only by the PS but by the public. Take an example: if you lodged in a transaction and it takes 2 months without an explanation, yet if you log on to the system, you can be in position to know where that transaction is, and probably the next thing would be to call and find out. You call our toll-free line to find out what is happening with your file, because it was delivered 2 months ago and it's like the file is not progressing. We believe that it will create quicker exchange of information, but also transactions will be flexible, because you don't need to move to the MZO like Kampala. You just do it from your office or from your home, and you'll get the results there and then. You only move to an office maybe when you want a certified copy.
Victor Owonyu, the technical lead in the implementation of the Uganda National Land Information System public portals, revealed that registration needs one to have an account with a username and a password. However, one ought to pay for every such entry.
Registration is about just getting an account with us in the system. So after registration, you will be requested to pay the money, but you will keep paying that money because it will be debited from the account you have in the system, the one you registered with. So when that money is exhausted, that you uploaded onto the system will ask you to pay again and upload those funds. So every time you have funds on your account, you'll be able to query the system. But the registration is a one-off. You will have a username and a password to that account. Just like maybe let me take an example of mobile money. Okay, when you're using a mobile money application, you have your phone numbers, your username, and then you have a password. But you can only use the service of mobile money when you have money uploaded in your mobile money account. That is exactly how this system works. You'll have your account, you'll be able to access it, but the services you will not be able to access are the services of querying the national database for information. But there will be static information about location of offices, about what the system is about. You'll be able to access all this information. But to be able to query and get back such results, you need to have uploaded funds into your account.
The users shall be required to register in a very simple and automatic way. The searches performed for registered users shall allow to fast access to accurate information on the ownership and location of land. Other benefits from using the portal will include a reduction on interfacing with staff, some of whom have been purportedly accused of corrupt tendencies, and delays in providing land-related information for decision-making.
To access information about land transactions, the portal allows the public to search for information related to their titles, view ownership, and any encumbrances registered. It permits the public to view their plots against an aerial photograph and see any developments on the land. The public will be able to track the applications lodged in registration offices, view the transaction status, and the tasks being performed. To access the portal, visit
Very well, and there you go now. I think the middlemen, abachitunzi, bakayungirizi, brokers, land brokers, you're now looking forward to your exit in business. Why? Because Ministry of Lands has launched a public portal whereby all those activities you were doing, Joram,
just a click of a phone.
The broker thing you were doing, the middleman integration from buyer to seller. Now with just a click on my phone, just a click on the button on the computer, I'm going to be accessing all that via the public portal.
And I think even if you're not in the country, you see there are also some claims that people who actually work abroad
They want to buy land.
He sends the family. When
I
you
tell
send
Sonko, find for me land.
You find Sonko spending the money in completely
luxury things away from what you really want. But now I think this is a great move, a great idea. However, it's not for free. You're going to have to incur a cost accessing it. And during registration, of course, you can opt or to just say, you know what, let me deposit 100,000. So at every, this money is for every month. Every month there will be a deduction. No, on every access, but I think with membership, every time you access it, a 10,000 is deducted. But I would wish it to be done at least every month.
No, according to what I've realized is that you may not actually utilize the whole 10,000 on just one simple search.
It's like airtime.
It's just like airtime. But the more you search, the more funds are deducted. So, but then if at all you reach the search portal and you cannot search anything, then no.
Your money is still, but still, they are going to deduct a percentage. The moment that you have opened the portal and you're searching, that means you have access to the service, even when you have not searched.
Search entries, 10,000 Ugandan shillings.
But it's fair, it's fair. I would rather pay that, I would rather incur that cost than paying Sonko 5 million for a deal that is going to cost me, I mean, 20 million or 10 million. And we're not talking about cars, we're speaking about land.
Buy a car on your land money.
Okay then, okay.
Because I'm going to be the middleman, creating.
And you can never be even my middleman. But on a note or something that you should walk away with as we speak from the Ministry of Land perspective, how about, or how do you even buy this particular idea? Number one, for people who still do not have embracement on digitalization or technology, you're going to be left out. So the better you embrace digitalization, the better you get on these networks, the more it is going to be easier for you to access such services. Because I mean, how is my grandmother from your village, how is your grandmother from your village going to be apart, even when ayagala gulira muzukulu we Sonko etaka? That means he's still going to use that particular Chelsea broker man who is going to again incur her another cost, than rather if she would be on this particular platform, digitalized, she would be, you know, good to go.
But you see, there's also another risk attached to digital. We may think we are trying to go away with the dealers, the brokers,
the traditional way.
Now there is something to do with the online scammers, the online scam, the hackers, where someone can actually, I don't know,
unless they hack the portal, unless they hack the ministry's portal.
No, if at all they can, because they can, I do believe they can hack into your account. And I wanted to hear that statement from the minister. How are they going to safeguard?
We're going to be following with the Ministry of Lands on this particular one, to engage with it more on more questions that could be arising in your mind as well as our mind, to make sure we clear the air about security integrations like you are highlighting, and also limitations. I know every portal must have got a limit, so what limits or what is bound to limit me?
Well, nothing really. This is Smart Means Business, and after the break we look at the business tips, the business quotes and weather updates, and more in the press review coming up your way.